Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and I'm in my test world at the moment to demo a update to a mod that I've spotlighted a couple times in the past. This is the Modular Force Field System Upgrade mod. This mod is an add-on for industrial craft made by a player on the forums called Thunderdark, and it's really pretty cool. He's really made some big progress on it. It's currently version beta 5, or version beta 4 is a little bit more stable, but I've been messing around with version beta 5 and it looks to be working pretty well. So I figured I'd demo for you guys how this mod works and some of the changes that are in it. The last update I think was beta 2 when I last did a little tutorial on this guy. So let's get started, shall we? The first thing we're going to have to do is go into our TMI here and just search for MFFS. That'll pretty much show all the items that are available for us for this mod. We're going to need an MFSU with a good amount of power in it, and let's start showing some of the neat things we can do here. First I'm going to place down the EU injector. This is the first block that you need to use to connect to your power, and you're going to connect to that a core generator. So if we place down our MFFS generator core, you can see it's not connecting to the cable. You have to place down the EU injector first. That does connect to the cable. It doesn't have an interface, so right-clicking on it doesn't do much of anything. And then you're going to want to place your generator core on top of that. The generator core is what has an interface. You can see it's got a power storage area here, how far it can transmit, that is how many generators it can transmit to based on the distance blocks. So generators over there, if they're further than 8 blocks away, it's not going to reach. And then the transmit frequency, which you can see it used to be something you can modify by hand. Now it just randomly assigns a frequency to a block once it's placed down. So what do we do with this block? First, we need to get ourselves a blank frequency card, and you can see that guy is crafted like so, an electronic circuit surrounded by some paper. I should probably just real quick note that the EU injector recipe is shown here, and the generator core, which is somewhere along here, I'll find it. There it is, generator core. There's the recipe for that guy. Okay. So first off, we need to get this guy drawing power out of our MFSU. So the best way to do that is to apply a redstone signal. I'm just going to give it a lever. And if we activate our lever, you'll see the graphics change. The EU is being pulled in, and you can indicate that by looking at your force field generator's interface here. You can see all the energy storing up. And force field storage power is a little bit different from EU. I believe the recipe is 10 to 1. Yes, 1 energy unit is 10 force field power. So you can see here we're already up to the 3 million mark or so, and we've only used about 300,000 EU. So 10 times as much. The next thing we want to do is take that blank frequency card that we crafted a moment ago, remember the crafting recipe here, and place that in the bottom section and hit the coding button. That's going to encode your frequency card and match the frequency that's on the generator. Awesome. Now we've got a generator core capable of transmitting force power to certain generator blocks, and I've set up 4 of them over here in a nice little circle. And I've got a lever in the middle. Let's take a first look at this guy, the area projector. Okay, all I have to do is take my frequency card, which I encoded, and place it in there. And you can see it's now mapped to that guy over there. So all hooked up, ready to roll. We can set our radius, and if it's a cube or a sphere, let's make it a 6 block radius and activate. Sweet. And we can change it down to a 5 block radius, and it's a slightly smaller room. And of course the energy draw is pretty much in tandem with how big of a force field you have. The bigger the force field, the more energy it's going to draw. Makes sense, doesn't it? Oh yes it does. How's my EU going on over here? Not bad, not bad. Oh, I must have lost my lever. There we go, back on. So that's the area projector, pretty neat. Now let's take a look at the MFS2 projector. This guy is also pretty cool. All we have to do is take our frequency card out of here and place it in here. And now it's connected. But wait a second, it's not connected. Why is that? Well, remember I said that this guy currently only has an 8 block range? Well, I just so happened to place this guy about 9 blocks away, so he's not able to connect. So in order to take care of this, I can use the MFFS Generator Range Upgrade, which is crafted like so. Simply place that next to your generator core, and you'll see that the light turns green. We've now got a transmit range of 16. If we head over to this guy and place our frequency card in, now it's connected, much better. So let's get this guy rolling. If we adjust here the tube projector, I'm going to make it a radius of 5 and a length of 4. Why not? Let's turn it on. Cool. So it pretty much creates a tube in the direction, be it centered on this block or not. I can shrink the radius down to 3. Pretty cool. And I can adjust the length, make it longer. And if we wanted to, we could grab a wrench and adjust the frontward facing block so that it projects a tube forward. Pretty cool. And you can see right now it's centered on the block because it's in orientation center mode. And if I adjusted this, I could change it to front, and it would only project the force field in front of it, nothing in the back. And that's the tube projector. Pretty spiffy. And you can, of course, have more than one frequency card coded to one force field core. So I could have all 4 of these guys hooked up to the same core. No big deal. Now let's check out the directional projector. Again, I just have it facing up, and I'm going to give it a length of 3. It just creates a guy upwards 3 blocks. Not a big deal. And I can change the distance so that it waits until it gets 3 blocks high and then starts the 3. So if I made this a distance of 1, and you can't adjust it while the power is on, you can see there's 1 block gap here and then 3 force field blocks. Pretty nifty. And finally, we've got this guy over here, the MFFS deflector. This guy creates blocks along the X and Z axis, along with the distance. So if we did X, there you go, it's going along that direction. And of course I covered up my little guy there, so let's knock this thing off real quick. And I could also do along the Z-axis, like that. And you could have both if you wanted. And you can also have a distance modifier here, so that it does it 2 blocks above you. Pretty cool. A nice way to create a floor or a wall individually. Next up, we've got some upgrades to these types of guys. We can upgrade each of these. Some of them can accept all upgrades, others can only accept certain upgrades. First up, we've got the Directional Extender, which is an upgrade to the Directional Projector. We simply place this guy right down here, its recipe is shown like that, and have him facing the same way. Let's place our frequency card in there. And if you look, we've got, it's 1 block wide at the moment on the extender. So that this guy has a length of 1, it's going 1 block extra. So if we were to set this to a extender of 0, it would simply extend like so. And we could bump this guy up a little length or 2. Let's bring it up to 3. And you can see 3 blocks, and this guy has 1 extra block. If we bump this guy up to 3, you can see it's extending it a little bit across. 1, 2, 3, past itself. Pretty neat. Next up, we've got the Hardener Upgrade, which is in here somewhere. It's now called the Block Cutter Upgrade. Let's check out what this guy does. I'm going to use it in the area force field thingy. So let's place him there like so. He's got power, and I'm going to turn him on with a radius of 5. And as you can see, it's pretty much creating a force field. And if I were to dig down here, you can see that it does have a force field underneath the ground. So it pretty much surrounds this entire area projector. Now if we were to place the Block Cutter Upgrade next to it, and you see the green light indicates that it's functioning, and then activate it, it'll cut every block that it intersects and break it. How cool is that? Now if we turn this guy off, we can see that it completely cut out all around here. Awesome. That's the Block Cutter Upgrade. and I want to say that it works on all projectors. Next up, let's take a look at the underwater projector. This guy's crafted like so. And what this thing does, basically, if we were to get ourselves some water, let's say that we were underwater at the moment. And of course, this would work better if we were actually underwater, but I'll just put some water blocks down to demo it. Okay? We've got our area projector here, and we activate it. And it'll simply create the patterns as shown, like you're used to. Now, if I attach the underwater upgrade, what it's going to do is if this guy is sitting underwater, it's going to remove all water from within the force field upgrade area. Let's demonstrate it and see what happens. Ta-da! All water gone. So you could set this up underneath, a big lake or something, and all you have to do is activate this area projector, and it would clear out all the water from inside your system here. Pretty awesome. I like it. We've also got the dome upgrade. This is another one for the area. So as you know, the area projector will pretty much create a big square around its current block radius. But if we were to change this and add the projector dome upgrade, crafted like so, you could simply have a dome, and you wouldn't have anything underneath. See? So that's what the dome upgrade does. Pretty simple and straightforward. Next up, we've got the inhibitor upgrade. Pretty neat little device here. So you can see, there's my little force field from that guy. Now if we turn on our inhibitor upgrade, like so, you'll see the MF2 direct deflector is no longer creating a force field. The inhibitor nullifies all force fields not created by the same frequency inside its field. Finally, well, almost finally, we've got the Zapper Upgrade, as shown here. You can see it uses a Tesla coil and some advanced alloys to create the Zapper Upgrade. Pretty spiffy. I've adjusted my deflector to create a wall right here. As you can see, the deflector is set for 6 distance and X and Z of 5. So a nice little wall going on. Awesome. Why don't I place down my Zapper Upgrade? And you can see it turned yellow to indicate it's working. Now when I turn it on, the wall is red. Uh-oh. Oh, when I get close it hurts me. And let's make it nighttime and spawn some zombies out of that zombie spawner I just placed over there. Hey zombie guys, come on over for a visit. Oh, you see me now, don't you? And you can see the Zapper just took care of him awfully quickly. So the Zapper Upgrade does a pretty nice job of killing things. Of course it uses a little bit more power, but hey, that's the cost of death. Here we go, let's get this zombie's attention. Ha ha ha. And one more upgrade to show you guys. Gonna get rid of the Zapper Upgrade there and go with the Camouflage Upgrade. This guy is actually really pretty neat. Crafted like so. All you do is place it down next to this thing here, and you'll see it turn its color like that to indicate it's working. By default, it's not going to show anything. But if you were to say place a piece of dirt in there, you'll get the little indication that this is okay to use. Ta-da! The force field now projects dirt, instead of what it was looking like before. Now this guy is pretty new and it's not perfect. Let's see what glowstone looks like. Yeah, see, a little funny looking. Kinda works, but, like I said, beta, right? And I also noticed that cobblestone looked a little bit funny. Let's see how that looks. Cobblestone looks like bedrock for some reason. But you get the point. Dirt is a pretty good example of how this is supposed to work. Place the dirt in there, and it's a dirt wall. So this is a nice little camouflage area. I wonder if smooth stone works. Let's try that out. We'll get some smooth stone in there. That would look pretty cool. Yeah, that looks nice. So you could have that on like a mountain or something, and you'd never know the difference between it being actually a mountain and a force field. So a lot of cool stuff you could do with this mod. So that pretty much covers all the neat things that this mod has available to you at the moment. It's currently in beta 5. If you use Industrial Craft and you're looking for something really neat like this, I definitely recommend checking it out. There are so many options that you could do. The one thing I didn't show yet might as well show it real quick just to be complete, is the storage upgrade. Crafted like that. And this guy just allows your cores to have more storage. So instead of having, I think about 10 million it was, it can have a little bit more. So let's bump it up. So that's the gist. So this is Direwolf 20 signing off on the multi-frequency force field generator system. It's pretty awesome. Really recommend checking it out. And you can get it on the Industrial Craft forums by following the link in the description of this video. Take it easy.